I'm joined in studio by Dan Patlansky. He has just released his 8th studio album, Introvertigo, and is here to tell us all about it. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent, man.
Well, it's funny that you say that with such gusto, because Introvertigo is about being an introvert.
It is, but being introvert is not a bleak existence.
No,
yeah.
What does Introvertigo mean?
Okay, so introvertigo is not a dictionary term, but I think it's an urban dictionary term.
Okay.
It's the feeling of dizziness an introvert gets when you spend more than 10 minutes with an extreme extrovert. When you get certain people that it feels like they're sucking the life out of you. When you talk to them.
Do you feel like that when you talk to me?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like certain people. You know what I mean? It's like where you almost feel your soul leaves your body for a bit.
Because they're too much like this.
They
do this, and they...
Yeah. It's
like
pretty
that.
much like that, So that's what Introvertigo is, and I've experienced that quite a bit, being an introvert myself.
Now, the 8th studio album, I know I asked you before we started recording this interview. 8 albums. Is there a number in your head where you think, okay, when I get to this album, I'm gonna stop? Do you feel like you're gonna slow down?
Well, yeah, not quite yet. I think
Okay.
at some point you got to, you know what I mean? But I think, especially as a blues rock artist, I think your life expectancy is quite long, because it's a timeless kind of genre. It's not a hip and cool now genre, but it's always around type of thing.
It's always hip and cool.
Yeah, it's always, well, to me at least it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It certainly is. So, I mean, it's my passion, so I'll keep on kind of recording albums as long as there's ideas to record, and I don't stop coming up with ideas to record and songs and all that type of thing. I mean, I really enjoy it. Enjoy releasing new albums. I enjoy touring new albums, 'cause there's fresh songs to play on the road. Because you got to understand, when we release an album, you spend an entire year or even longer only playing those songs off the album and promoting that, and it's great. But it's fantastic when you get that new album coming up, because it's fresh songs all of a sudden to play. It's like fresh air all of a sudden breathed in.
You briefly mentioned being a blues rock artist, being part of a genre that's not hip and cool in one moment, but it's spanned like a really long time frame. When you say you're a blues artist, do you find that people have maybe a misconception of what that entails?
In South Africa, yes. Like in Europe and the UK, I mean, they understand what blues is, and they understand what modern blues is, because I do modern blues, which is blues rock, right? It doesn't sound like B.B. King, even though I'm a big fan. It's a different sound, But in South Africa, a lot of people's perception of blues is Frank Sinatra. Right, so they're expecting you to sound like Frank Sinatra when you're playing it. It's like it couldn't be further from Frank. I dig Sinatra as a vibe, but it's not the blues, right? So the blues is like a rawer, rougher kind of sounding thing. So I think in South Africa, people get a bit confused, and they'll book tickets to a show, and they'll come and they go, "Wow, that's not blues," but it is blues. Yeah, it's the modern form of blues. Yeah.
When are you going to be touring this album in South Africa?
Well, we here this weekend in Cape Town. Playing some dates here, launching the album. Then we're heading up to up country to Joburg and Pretoria and Bloemfontein and those parts to launch the album up there. And that takes us to the end of April. And then off to Europe after that,
What's the best part for you when it comes to touring? The thing you look forward to the most?
The hour and a half on stage.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the rest can be cool, but that's the tiring part, and that's the mundane part of traveling and not seeing anything when you're traveling. You're not experiencing cities, you're not seeing monuments and sights and experiencing a city. You're seeing the city from the inside of a van or a bus, and you're seeing the inside of a theater and the inside of a hotel room. And it's that hour and a half on stage, that's what you do it for.
How and when can we get our hands on the album?
Well, at the moment, its official release date is the 6th of May. So that's when it'll be kind of available everywhere. But at the moment, the only place you can get it is at a live show in South Africa. It's the only place you can actually buy a physical copy of the album.
So that's incentive to get out to those live shows?
That's exactly it.
Dan, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.